We are live.
Are we?
We are live.
Is it doing stuff?
It is doing stuff. Welcome to Fiber Hustle.
Welcome to Fiber Hustle.
Live stream, Quaranstream.
Quaranstream live stream.
Yeah, so today's going to be a pretty chillax day. We have some chatting about our current projects in the make. Aaron has some things that he's already made, and kind of a check-in with you guys to see how you're doing.
Well, I gotta turn that down because I need to, see how things are.
Okay, so you're going to be manning.
I'm gonna try to do the whole thing. Okay, I'm assuming everybody can hear us. Is that correct? Because we've only done live, three times? Is that third time?
This is our third time, and the camera's there.
But I'm speaking to you, Charles.
There you go.
Yes, this is our third time. Okay, it says everybody can hear us. Hello, everybody. Hello, the snitch. Hello, the wool patch. Hello, Stuart. Hello, probably Ray and Kevin. Hello, Lucy. It's one of those things that we can't say. I can say hello to everyone, but that's just going to be taking up too much time. No, I just wanted you to come join us for a little bit of Quaranstream crafting. So if you have your knitting or sewing or crocheting, needlepoint, whatever the kids are doing these days. Painting, you can paint.
Drawing, it's all legal.
Paper mache.
At this point, I'm sure even the adults are drawing on the walls.
The adults are probably drawing at the walls, climbing at the walls. It's just what we're living. That's where we are right now. Hopefully everybody's getting through it. We're not going to harp on anything like that. We just want to have a good time for an hour or so. Just hang out and come to you live.
So welcome.
Welcome.
It looks like people are joining us, and we've already got almost 40 people. So
Thank you, Lucy. I like this shirt as well.
Lucy.
I put this shirt on and someone's like, "You're wearing that?"
No, I said it's obnoxious.
He said it was obnoxious. And I am on PTO right now. So I've gone from that side of the yard to this side of the yard. And I wanted to wear my PTO clothes like I was on actual vacation.
Fix your collar.
What's wrong with my collar?
In the back.
My collar's wrong. Is my collar all a mess? Okay.
There you go.
And we're getting comments on the pops on the back. So we have all the RuPauls back there, all the Golden Girls, and Motley Crue. Motley Crue needs to be probably moved upstairs. Those are obviously mine, but yeah.
We've got Mr. Rogers in the wings. We've got Linda Belcher in the wings.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers and Linda Belcher. We never were Funko Pop people. Then for some reason, last year, more and more just kept on coming into the house. It's a complete waste of money.
No, you can make custom ones, Aaron.
Okay, tell me more.
Fan. Maybe we should have Funko Pops made of us.
That would be funny. Funko Pops made of us. That would probably be quite expensive. Hello from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you for coming in. Hello from Ontario. Ottawa, Ontario. Hello. Hello from Tennessee. It's nice to have you with us today. Hopefully everybody has their crafts, and we're gonna do. We have no agenda today. We just want to hang out again. And I don't know, Chip, you want to show some stuff that you have done so far, or if you want me to start, I'll start because mine's fabulous. What'd you take?
So while you're doing that, I'm getting a message that I need to lubricate.
Why, Chip lubricates and gets ready.
Seriously, it says lubricate the computer, so I do what it tells me.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's all I gotta say. I finished this Chevron Shenanigans. Let me stand up real quick. Chevron Shenanigans by Stephen West, and I am in love with it. Let me tell you a little bit about this. It is made of, is it Shibui? Sorry.
Shibui, because it was the
Shibui yarn and fingering weight. Starting this shawl was, hey, Seamus, do not go through the blinds. Seamus.
Hi. Hey.
Sorry. So This is made out of fingering weight, shibui fingering weight. Working through the first few rows of the Chevron shenanigans was quite the ordeal. I was missing things. I was picking things up. There's a lot of things in here that I've never done before. So after ripping my hair out, my bald spot's bigger, and ripping this back at least 7 more times, then I started to actually put lifelines. And once I probably got to...
And what's a lifeline?
A lifeline, Charles, is something that you put in when you know that you're going to have to rip back because you screwed something up.
And how does that work?
So how does that work? Okay, this is fun. Okay, so you can either put a lifeline in as you're going. So every time I finished a wedge, I would take a needle and thread, fingering weight, and kind of weave through what I just did, then with a different thing of yarn. And then I would go and continue, and then I'll do it each different wedge. Or I think for like sweaters and stuff, if you plan on ripping back, you can actually go down to where you're going to rip back and just lightly put in a lifeline. So when you do rip back, it's not a big mess trying to get the yarn back on your needles. I'm talking to you people and not Chip. So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting a...
It's all right.
Cleaning tool.
So, yeah. So after the 5th wedge, I finally got my groove, and then I'm loving it. I made the small size, even though it's this big. I made the small size because I was watching, not to drop a name, Will Spurger Yarn Company probably about 5 months ago. And he was talking about making these huge shawls. He's like, this is too much fabric everywhere. Why am I making the large size? And I don't know why it didn't even hit me. But I was like, why would I make the large size? Because I don't wear my shawls like this. It's like, ooh, it's so cold. I wear them more like a scarf kind of thing. So if I'm going to wear them like this anyways, why would I make the large one and just have fabric everywhere if I'm wearing it this way instead of kind of around my whole body? But no, I am in love with it. If you have the patience, a lot more experienced knitters than me can probably bang this out real quick. But if you do have the patience, I suggest this pattern because it does look pretty dope. I mean, come on, look at this.
I love it. I really... Hey,
Seamus. So yeah, Chevron Shenanigans by West Knits. And let me see if I've missed anything.
So is that the one, as you were blocking it, Seamus decided to help?
Oh, yes. So blocking mats, Seamus usually kind of goes for, but around the yarn. And I woke up Sunday morning. I don't know if I can find them now. I tried to pull them back through. And there was a few threads that were kind of out, which I can't find right now, thank God. But Seamus helped me block it. And what a pleasure that was. That made me feel really good.
Well, he was helping.
Hello, Todd Thomas. Hello from Finland. Holy crab. Crabs. I said crabs. I don't know why. I didn't want to say bad words. Hey, see.
Go ahead.
What are you doing?
So now that I've oiled.
Hello from Indiana.
Now I am just giving myself a little jump start. Just to say, hey, is it going to sew?
Will it sew?
And it sews.
Let us know if Chip's sewing is too loud, and we'll try to... I'm representing Columbus, Ohio today, my hometown. I felt like I should give Ohio a little nod today.
I'm in Seattle.
We have Seattle, Columbus, and Tampa cups.
Yeah.
Because Chip's a Tampa boy.
Yeah. So she's all oiled. Yay. And I have been, we're going to switch gears real quick. I have made 2 masks. Did not enjoy it. And it was just because it's not fun.
Why isn't it fun to make masks? Just because of the purpose of it?
No,
or it's just small and
it's fiddly. I mean, it's really not that complicated. We've got a cat who wants to get through the blinds. Told us.
That was mouthy.
So if you're still if you don't have a mask, don't take this too seriously. Like, it doesn't have to be beautiful. It has to be functional. From what I've learned is that masks are more to protect others, not necessarily yourself. We're constantly, coughing or sneezing, and it's like no matter how much you actually try to cover it, stuff goes everywhere. So if you are still needing a mask template, there's plenty for free right now. It's the hottest ticket in town. It seems like there's a resurgence of people's interest in sewing, and it sounds like even your boss, specifically one of your bosses, specifically picked up a sewing machine to sew some masks, and then she turns around and says, "I'll probably just stick it in a closet after this." So she's not intending on.
Yeah, I was on a call, leading a call last week, and one of my directors had a sewing machine behind her. And I messaged her afterwards. I'm like, "Oh, you sew?" She goes, "No, I just got it to make a few masks, and I'll probably never use it again." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, nice of her."
Yeah, I mean, like, I was going to make some masks for Providence. Is it Providence Hospital or Providence Insurance? One of those. But and they were going to have a pickup station where you could get all your kit to make multiple masks for them. But then it turns out a local company ended up coming in and said, "We'll take care of everything for you." So they rescinded their ask. So now, like, I just literally started making a mask, and I've made two. One is with the Seahawks, and mine have the elastic for the top and bottom so that they go over your head. I'll put one on. And it does the job.
It looks very good.
Yeah.
And we know you're a big sports fan, so you're going to rock that Seahawks thing hardcore.
Go Seahawks!
Supposed to say go Hawks.
Oh, whatever. Or when this is done, I could be Biker Dan.
Biker Dan. Yes.
Or I was thinking of, like, I want to make one, like, it kind of looks like a nurse's cap, and so, like, do a little red cross there.
Give me a candy striper, is that what they call them?
We could play that one night.
Time for my sponge bath.
And then this is the one that you picked out.
So he was looking at subtle colors, and I was like, well, if you're going to wear a mask, wear a mask. I mean, I want to be obnoxious about it. So I haven't cut my hair, obviously, since quarantine. I've shaved my beard off twice.
I've given myself two haircuts.
He's been cutting his hair for 7 years, so it looks good no matter what he does. He can do mine next, but yeah, this one, we put a burn on it. So it's got little cute birds on it. I think it's adorable.
I like that one.
I like this one as well.
So that's the thing. I mean, like, we're all learning what a new social norm is. I mean, like, in Korea, in China, and like that part of the world has been doing this for years. And it is a social norm. And what I find is it's not necessarily just for yourself, but it is for others. It's for other safety.
Yeah, I think it protects others from you more than it protects you.
Right. And so now we're just learning, like, okay, how do we wear one? Is this an accessory? Is this, like, do you try to match what you're wearing? Do you have something toned down? So I would like, okay, like, how do you pick out your hat based on what you're wearing? And then, like, do you do the same thing with the mask? And it just seems natural to me. You're like, no, make it the most obnoxious thing possible so that people are going to back the F off.
Yeah, I mean, you need one with, like, no knives stabbing other people.
That's not considerate of others.
That's very true. But yeah, if you're gonna flaunt it, need it, and bling it. So yeah, I was waiting to go to the grocery before I wanted one of these before I go to the grocery. I have one of those fun compromised immune systems, so I have to wear one of these anyways when I go out.
So if this is the new norm, and you haven't picked out your patterns or downloaded your patterns, you can actually go to Martelli Notions. Martelli's has the no slip templates. I kid you not, $12 for a set of 3 templates and free ship. I ordered them on Tuesday. They arrived from Florida. I believe they're in either Pensacola or Jacksonville, but they arrived to Seattle 2 days.
Wow, that's
so they
really good.
They really did step up. They have another. So like if you're doing your straps, and let's say you wanted to do your straps side on the sides, and it's like it would go over your ear. They actually have another template. It's actually not a template. It's a cut piece of whatever this is made of, but it's really flexible, and it goes on basically the crown of your head, and then there's little notches that you can get variable sizes. $7, I think, for a pack of 10.
Yeah.
So like that's another option, whether people are going to use buttons, ties, straps. Like we're all figuring this out. So I would recommend checking out Martelli's. They really stepped up, and I don't really think they're trying to profit off of this calamity.
We also talked about maybe doing Velcro in the back. Well, him.
No, that was your idea.
I'm doing Velcro in the back. That way, maybe a few people, I don't know who would want to wear it. Like if a household has it, like Cindy's going out and Deborah and Devon are not, they can wear one later or something like that. So let's go back through some things we missed real quick. Let's see what we have here. Stuart asks what I think about the Shibui yarn. It's kind of high end. Stuart, I loved working with this yarn. One thing about this yarn, though, is I walked into one of my local yarn shops and it was on clearance because it wasn't selling super well there. So that's why I picked up a lot of this to make that shawl. It was 30% off. There was nothing wrong with working with this yarn. It looks great. There was no really pilling or anything like that. Loved it, but for some reason it just didn't work well in this shop. So that's why it was on clearance. Rob says, total respect to the good sewist out there. Hello, Carrie.
Good.
Welcome.
Just good. You want somebody who's just good?
just meh. Lucy sewed one by hand because she's not good with sewing machines yet.
Lucy, are you trying to knock yourself out?
Yeah, she is. She is. Maureen and Dawn and other people say that masks are mandatory now, such as places like New York and Dallas. Trish, I just purged all my cotton fabric and had it set aside to donate when they started calling for homemade masks. Now I'm putting it to good use. Ray or Kevin said, if needles at the ready, said it's mandatory there in Connecticut as of 8 p.m. tonight. Interesting. Meredith asked what this is on the sewing machine. The green thing.
Okay, so this is actually for quilting, but I kind of like it for sewing as well. So this is called a grid glider, and you can pick them up on, I think Nancy's Notions is where I got it. And basically it's a very slick surface. So it's just it's almost like a little very thin vinyl. Or plastic. I don't know what this is made of, but it's clingy, and you can actually wash it off when you're done and just roll it up and put it back in the little canister that it came in.
Okay.
But it's just slightly tacky on the back, and it's not gluey, but then can we move this? And if you were to quilt, then you just position this right over your stitch plate. There is a line for your center line, and then boom, it just gives you a nice smooth continuous surface. If your machine is not embedded into the table, then what you could do is when you have your bed that's up here, then you may have to cut this to size, but it just allows your your project to glide over. And as I find that as I'm sewing, it's so nice because on here, like on this cutting mat or even on the desk, there's more grab, and this just makes it. I need a little bit more in my life.
I can never whistle. I don't know why. It's just that kid that could never.
And we want to go not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at that kind of stuff.
So steady. Find it on Nancy's Notions. I believe you can get it on Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. Lucy wants to know if we can provide a link maybe before or after with where you got these. Is it martellisnotions.com?
martellisnotions.com. They're the ones, they're the folks that make the hydraulic moving table. I've also got from them a lovely, get it, Solar Lucy. This is a lazy. No, I thought it's not the same name.
It didn't work.
This is a Lazy Susan that Martelli's makes. So you can have a cutting mat that spins, or you could have your iron mat and that spins.
Spin it.
And so what I do is on my little table over to my left, I have a wool pressing mat and just put that on top. And then I will be talking about my new little iron. Oliso Stewart, this is your company that you just featured.
Yeah, so Stuart from the Wool Patch. If you're not watching the Wool Patch, you should. You don't understand why everybody needs to subscribe to the Wool Patch. He gives you things about yarn. Him and Anya give you things about yarn. They tell you weights. They go through little things about yarn weight and why it was called. I never knew DK was double knit. I think it was. He said a couple weeks ago. He's kind of doing little reviews. He's selling the shop. So the Wool Patch, once you're done with us.
He's selling the shop.
He's not selling the shop. He tells about the shop.
Oh, okay.
Stuart from the Wool Patch, him and Anya do great work. So he did a thing about this iron, and then he did the big one. Magically, this appeared in our doorstep a couple days later.
So this little bad boy, when you're doing your projects, like if you're doing paper piecing or if you're just doing small little things, you don't want your big ass iron. And so you need a project iron. And so I had this little steam light, which is a little baby one, which they both feature the same length of cord. Oh my God. A cord.
It's a long length.
Okay. So they both will take water. You can see the size difference. Is that better? And this guy this is all ceramic. And so this doesn't have a lot of surface to grab onto. It gets hot. And so I have to be very careful about how I go about grabbing this. This is a perfectly good little iron, but the cord is fixed in place, which I don't like. So I'm right-handed, and then my ironing surface is to my left, and this always just gets in the way. Whereas this, we have more surface space. I would say this one's just a little bit heavier, but there's a lot more I can grab onto. And it's just, I love, love, love. Now, excuse me, the full-size version, the standard iron, stays on the plate, but then as soon as you set it to rest, it pops up. This one doesn't do that. It just sits on the shoe, just like this as you're working. So this is a phenomenal iron.
Phenomenal.
How can a 40-some-year-old man get excited about an iron?
I have no idea. That's like the least of my excitement that has happened in this house.
When I was 18 and I just moved out into my first apartment, I longed for a vacuum cleaner.
And now you get angry when something happens to the vacuum cleaner. You're like, oh, time for a new vacuum cleaner again.
No, we've had our Dyson Animal for years.
Yeah, and I replaced the parts 3 years ago.
Yeah, so anyway, so the Oliso. Amazon.com.
Speaking of chip things that come here to this house from chip to chip, whatever, Meredith asked, hey, isn't that a new sewing table?
It is.
It is a new sewing table that arrived in our downstairs.
This is the Kangaroo and Joey table. It comes with a kangaroo and a Joey. So it was funny. We went to, well, it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. It's like, oh, we have a sewing table now, a bigger one. Great, but it's more compact when you. It's like a
drop leaf, convertible, robot
cartoons. Hand. It's Transformer. It's like a Transformer. That's what it is.
So this part of the table, Aaron's side will drop. It's a drop leaf, but we went to the Sew Expo a week before all of this Armageddon started. So we didn't. COVID was not on my radar when we went to the Sew Expo. And you talk about a vulnerable population. Who are the sewers and quilters out there? And I'm just all up in that mix.
There was a lot of hacking going on that weekend, but we just thought it was cold. Well, hoping it's cold.
So we haven't heard of anybody having a bad experience after going in. I had a lovely experience from going because I got the new table.
I got a French fries and some chicken fingers.
I bought you lunch.
Oh, thank you. And a Sprite. That's what I got out of it.
Where's my go-go?
Where is your go-go? Oh my gosh.
But I will say this, I love this table because it's just like, it's finally, I have a project table. My other one was like only this deep. And like, by the time you have your sewing machine and the extended bed, I mean, like literally, I only had this. Now I have a lot more real estate. I am blessed.
You're very blessed. Speaking of blessed, some people are saying that you're a size queen when it comes to irons.
And it came with this. This table came with the light.
So yeah, size matters in irons.
Who said that?
Well,
Lucy?
Wayne said it, and then Katie said size matters. Then she said hello from Georgia. Hello. You've been monopolizing this whole last 10 minutes. So I need to show something that I'm making.
Okay.
I do want to show a work in progress that I'm doing. A bit tacky. But a bit lovely at time. I showed this on the last podcast, but it was like, I think I was just starting to do the circles. Arn and Carlos had a $2.99 sale on their patterns.
Supposed to be projecting.
Yes, you're supposed to be cutting and stuff. But I started to piece some things together on my Primrose crochet blanket. And I'm kind of in love with it.
Kind of?
I am in love with it, except for, you ready to see the back? Ooh, who's going to weave in all these ends? There's so many ends to be woven in. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. Chip is concerned. He's like, that's not going to keep anybody warm.
There's so many holes in it. That's my only thing is because like I
think it's more for show. I don't think it's like.
But we live in the Pacific Northwest.
Which means it doesn't get super cold.
It gets Arctic.
It does not get Arctic. Our normal temperature during... Oh, somebody said Stevie Nicks. Oh, can I do this?
Oh, don't twirl. If you could... No, that's Cher. I was going to say if you could turn back time.
Or I can just stop now and make it a shawl. Just don't make it a shawl. It could be a wraparound shawl.
You are no Stephen West.
I know. I'm not.
No. He threatened that he was going to make pants out of it.
Oh, I would love to make pants out of it. I think it'd be so hot pants out of it. So like right here.
There's too many holes.
So
your bulge.
That's part of wearing really tight things is,
honey.
But yeah, this is what I'm working on currently right now. This is going to be a project that's probably going to take a while, but I'm really enjoying it. So again, it's the Primrose pattern by Arn and Carlos, and I think if you put in Primrose crochet blankets or throw in YouTube, somebody has a free tutorial.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
For that.
I don't understand why you're so hateful today.
I do think it's, I think it's something Edith would have on her chair.
Yes, exactly.
We've recently learned that Chevron does not like All in the Family. And that's okay.
She doesn't like All in the Family at all. Oh, good. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. It's made with a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. It is all scrap yarn. I have not gone out and bought any yarn. A lot of it is acrylic. A lot of it is wool. A lot of it is fingering held double to kind of get that DK and worsted weight. And a lot of it is just fabulous.
Now, I will say, so you approached it by having negative reversed colorways as you were making it.
Yeah, I made the opposite of everything I did have.
I like that. I like it.
Thank you.
You know what time it is?
Oh, wait. Ray likes weaving them in. I'm going to send it out to Kevin and Ray so Ray can weave them for me. What time is it?
It's time to plug in the aliso. Gets hot.
How long does it take to get hot?
Like a minute, 2 minutes. It's like very quick. So we're going to put the ceramic one away.
So are you making masks at that?
No, okay. So y'all, I'm doing the Allison Glass mini series so long, and so far I am 2 weeks in default. So we are currently in. This is I have a list of what I'm supposed to do taped to the wall, and I'm 2 weeks behind. But it's not my fault.
Sure.
This one pattern is pissing me off because it's just so tedious. So we're going to start, like I already did week 1. And that's their image. You can do a 4-inch all the way up. I think it's like to 8-inch. So I'm doing the larger sizes, which y'all have seen these on Insta. So you got the blue, and then, so I'm doing 2 of each. And then that was week 1. Then we got week 2, which is the courthouse step. If you can see that. And I love that one. And those are like bang, bang, bang.
I like that one a lot.
And then this week is the one I'm working on is the pineapple, which is right there. And this is how far I've made. It's just this one is like, it's just so many pieces.
Was it supposed to be finished on Sunday?
A week ago.
Okay, Sunday was a week ago.
Yeah, so I have 2 of these to make, and I still have the next one to make, and then I have to start on week 5.
You're looking at it like it's my fault.
It is not your fault.
Speaking of making, Chip made dinner like 5 times recently.
And it's been glorious.
It has been glorious. Oh, thank you, Chip. I had to publicly thank you in front of everyone. I
like to make creative dinners.
Ain't no one got time for that.
I like to have some interesting foods, some different textures and colors, except for the one night, everything was brown. Not overcooked. It was just brown.
It happens. I am currently working on people have been watching the show for a while. Last year, I started the cobblestone sweater. I got, let's say, literally 85% finished. I had the body, the arms, and the yoke, and I realized it didn't fit me. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just give it the chip. I couldn't tell how he really thought about the look or feel of it. So I said, screw it. I ripped it all the way back, started over. I got the body finished. I did an arm. I did another arm, and the other arm was, I don't know why I'm doing this because you can't, this is not helping. The other arm was much bigger. So I ripped this arm out, and then I ripped one of the other arms back, and I put it down for, it's probably been a good I think it was around November or October. I don't remember. So I picked it up again. I wasn't really sure what I was. So I kind of counted, and this arm was totally off. So I ripped down to about halfway, thought I had it, started again, and this arm just looks like a hot mess. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera.
Hot mess.
This, yeah, I don't think you can see it. This right here looks all right, but when I started re-knitting, it just looks like garbage.
Hot
and it is a hot mess. So I don't know if my gauge is totally changed, or my knitting is starting to stink, or since I've ripped this back 3 or 4 times, the yarn is actually starting to not be as buoyant and new as it was. So I'm hoping this
wasn't that your prison name?
Buoyant
and new.
Buoyant and new. Yes, that was my prison name. So I'm hoping it blocks out. I don't know what you guys think. Okay, Meredith said that will block out, and man, no, it'll block. Okay, maximum yardage. Okay, so everybody says it's gonna block out, but I was just worried. I'm like, did I just screw up the yarn immensely, or what's happening? So I got one arm done. I'm starting on the other. I did a magic loop for the cuff until I got right here. Then I started using my Chowgu needles that Santa Claus brought me these for obviously Christmas. So he got me the.
Are we doing Christmas this year?
This year is our year in Vegas, if they're in Vegas.
So we're doing Christmas.
So we're probably doing again, if you've watched the show before, we celebrate Christmas every other year. This year, past year was a gift exchange. Then alternate years, we usually go on a trip or to Vegas or something like that and spend all our Christmas money there.
And at this point, sounds like we're going to be home.
Sounds like we're going to be here for a while. So I'm using these interchangeables. There's like a 5-inch cord, 6-inch cord, and 8-inch cord. And I think these are like 3-inch tips maybe. So I was using the arms for that. Then I switched over to the standard 4-inch needles. I think these are for the rest of the body and the arms. I'm in love with these Chowgu needles. They might be a little bit pricey. I usually use my Zings until I got these because I love them. The cords are not memory. You can do anything with the cords and they're not going to get all kinked up. They are light as all get out. If I compare these to my Zings, if I put them on a little scale, they're just so much lighter. They feel like they can just float away. But I'm very impressed with these needles. One good thing about getting into like knitting circles or going on retreats and stuff, the reason I fell in love with these is a friend last year at the retreat that I went to, the Seattle Men's Knitting Retreat, let me borrow these for a few days while we were at the retreat, and I fell in love with them there. So that's one good thing about going to retreats or doing knit nights. If you have them in your area and you're fortunate enough to do that, people just give needles to each other, not give, but let you lend needles, and just so you can test them out. I mean, I'm sure if you're getting tight with your yarn store, you can always ask them maybe like, hey, can I borrow these for a night or something just to see how they work? Because there's nothing more disappointing than getting something that you think you want and everybody's raving about, and then you get it and you think it's crap.
Yeah, and if you can borrow it for, a reasonable amount of time, because it may take you a little bit of learning curve to get used to them, I would imagine.
I'm assuming so. Maximum yardage, doing both yarns, same. That's doing both arms at the same time. I just didn't go for it, but it's probably a good idea to do magic loop. I can try that next time. Everybody would say it'll block out, which is really good. Try steaming block in it. I don't think we have a steam. Do we have a steam thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, apparently we have a steam thing that I haven't seen. And
no, it's our regular iron.
Oh, it does steam?
Yeah.
I don't iron anything, so I don't know.
You used to.
Mm-hmm. I haven't tried the higher sharps. So I know who was I talking to just yesterday? Chevy Rel and I had a conversation yesterday about needles, and she loves the higher more than the Chow Gu, but I really love my Chow Gus. So,
and apparently it's their 15th anniversary.
Whose?
Chow Gu.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. I feel like they would be around. I've seen the Addy Rockets. I've always wanted to try them. Someday,
look at
maybe
me knowing.
Look at you knowing stuff. Look at you knowing stuff. For the gentlemen out there, you can still sign up for the Seattle Men's Knitting Retreat. I went last year. I had a great time, and I really
when is it?
It's Labor Day weekend, so that'll be September. I mean, again, no one really knows what's happening right now in the world, but I went last year and I had a really good time. It's just 4 days of sitting around knitting, eating, a few classes. It was very enjoyable. The Seattle one is one of the bigger ones. So most people do get their own room, and it has their own bathroom in it. It's at an old nunnery. And we're
convent.
There. A convent? I say nunnery. I'm sorry if I offended the
Catholics?
The Catholics. Apologies to the Catholics.
A nunnery.
It's not like that sounds like a machine factory that the nuns just keep on coming out now. Yeah, so they feed you. You get the knit. You get tons of swag at the end.
You get a nun.
Everybody gets a nun they can take home. No, but it was really fun. So I don't know if I would do the smaller ones that say, hey, stay in a cabin for a few days. That just doesn't sound like my speed, but this one did. Is the sewing in the background annoying anyone? I'm just curious. Not annoying anyone, but I mean, is it too loud? Is it, you get a nun, you get a nun. Yes, Todd, everybody gets a nun. So sorry if I offended any of our Catholic friends and viewers.
Oh, damn it. There was a pin on the floor. I could have killed myself.
Could have got the tetanus.
I got my tetanus shot.
I need to get my tetanus shot. I mean, when's the last time you thought about getting your tetanus shot? I know mine has been at least 12 years ago. But what can you do? What can you do?
Grin and bear it.
Are you working on anything else?
You guys, are you working on anything? Is anybody actually working?
Yes. Is anybody actually knitting or sewing or crocheting or needle
pointing? Or are you doing what we do and vicariously craft while watching you fools?
We do that. I do it all the time. Last, what was it? Friday. I had PTO Friday. So I sat outside. I watched Chevy Rel's new episode. I watched the Creative Obsession Carrie's one of her older episodes. We love Carrie as well. The Creative Obsession. She's a little bit south of us.
We love Carrie.
We do love Carrie. She sews and knits as well. Lucy says, I'm making a baby sweater for a friend. Very nice, Lucy, of you. Greg is finishing up a wheat scarf.
Carrie, Lucy, don't you ever do any selfish knitting or?
Yeah, knit something for yourself. Turtle Dove. Maximum Yarn is doing a turtle dove. June is doing a knit shawl and scarf. Portia Whitfield is doing, I'm knitting another sock.
Is this loud?
Is it loud? Nobody said anything about it. So, okay. Ich bin ein Tomato. I'm crocheting Hobbes dolls. Guten Tag. Meine Deutschsprache ist nicht so gut. So I can't. I don't know if they're actually German or not. I'm knitting a sleeve on a sweater. Alice and I doing some sweater knitting.
For sweater weather.
Sweater weather. Rob I'm knitting 2 sleeves at a time as you speak because Rob is a overachiever. He just did Rob Seattle is his Instagram, I think it is. He just did a really good sweater. He just finished up a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It looks really good. Stuart's, I'm on the big computer and he's study editing next vlog. Awesome. Can't wait to see it. Ray is in a sock and I'm sitting here.
What is study editing?
Well, Stuart's been really studying his editing.
Oh, no. Stuart, I love your game. And that's why you're wrecking our house, because I want what you're having.
You guys will.
I'll have what he's having.
You should see the intro we've been working on. I think our next episode is going to have our new intro, which is, I think, pretty cool.
Oh.
I spent like 8,000 hours on it, and Chip has as well. But yeah, Katie's cooking all the week's meals.
All at once?
All at once. This is one big pot of the week's meals.
No, I mean, like, I know people do that.
Oh, Vicky Neal just finished 2 leg machine quilt tops and a sweater.
Vicky Neal.
We don't have it here, do we?
Yes, we do.
Do we? Oh, we do.
Vicky Neal, your fabric you sent us is going to come in. They're going to become masks.
All the men's too.
All right. So Aaron's like, I want you to give me a semen mask.
I said, make me a semen mask, Chip.
He said, I want you to give me a semen mask.
So Chip is going to make me a semen mask. Can't wait, Chip. Can't wait. What else have I made? Let's move on from that.
But Vicky, so thank you. We're going to have masks out of it.
Here is a hat. I wrote this all down. This is, excuse me if my hair is a mess. This is a Benjamin Matthews Designs hat. This is the, what is it? Oh, On the Grid Beanie by Benjamin Matthews. He had a bunch of hats for free, probably, 2 weeks ago. He was giving all his hats patterns away from free for the quarantine. And I'm just going to show you this. I don't know if you can see the definition very well, but I am in love with it. It was super easy to knit up. There's some texture to it. I don't know. I don't remember how much the regular pattern is because I got it for free. But it's slightly slouchy because I don't like, again, me personally don't like things clung to your head. I think Ray just said that. I just watched Needles at the Ready's latest podcast. And I think we feel the same about it. He just made the Ross hat, which I want to try the Ross hat. But I know Ross loves his hats stuck to his head, which is great. And they look good on him. But
you want the slouchy.
This mug is not really built for that kind of thing. But I don't remember the yarn I used for this. But I can try to post it in the notes. It was one of those yarns that's really round that feels really good in your hands. And I think the price point was the same as Malabrigo. What was it? Can I find it real quick? I don't even know where to look. So this isn't helping anyone right now. Wait, what's this? That's not it. If I find it, I don't know. But check out Benjamin Matthews Designs on Instagram. He's Benjamin_Matthews_Designs.com. He has a lot of patterns. And since he was giving away some free hat patterns, I bought a cow pattern as well. If somebody's giving like tons of stuff for free, why not get in there? And look at this. This is so cool. What happened?
Somebody's
giving something for free
and get in there.
Why not get in there? They're giving why get the cow in there? No, but I don't know if you're able to see this. This is one of his cow patterns that I bought that I think I'm in love with. So I'm gonna I'll try it this way so you can see it. Oh, that just went away. But I am excited to try that. So check it out. Speaking of patterns that I want to do. I want to do a knit along with someone, or this is going to be like a 8-month knit along. The Fall Creek by Emily Green. I love her hat patterns anyways.
All right, give him a chance to look it up.
Fall Creek, and I'm going to show a picture of it.
Okay.
Now, the man does not come with the cardigan, so you can't knit him. It helps, though. But look at this thing. I mean, come on. I think it was $9, and then there was a 15% off coupon if you can follow Emily Green. Look at that. It's just amazing. I want to make this so bad. And again, like my friends always told me, Aaron, do you like the cardigan or do you like the model? Both are not bad.
Sit down.
So they always said, put your thumb on top of the model's face to see if you still like it.
Oh, that's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, yes, I still like it, so I bought it. So I would get it if I were you. It looks a little, I don't know how complicated it's going to be, so I'm excited to try it.
So I have, you
may.
Okay. So I'm going to say something real quick that I just learned. I've been sewing for 4 years now. 4 years? Maybe 4 years.
I'm going to hit knitting 3 years in July, I think so.
Yeah. So, okay. Dude, I just learned a beautiful new tip from Bernina. And something that you would think it would just come naturally, that you're like, oh, you don't overthink it. How to use your foot pedal. Like, I was blown away. So you have your foot pedal and not much to it. Put your foot down and go. Well, I don't have a shoe here, but what they suggested was that you put your foot a little higher on the foot pedal and then just depress. It doesn't take as much energy to try to, if your foot's back here, which is what I have always done, it takes a lot more energy to use the pedal. Now all of a sudden I've taken to put my foot higher and it's just so natural and easy. Who knew? Little tip.
It's a little tip. I mean, it's one of the, what did you just find out last year about the yarn? You could take something out and put something in.
Oh, well, if you're about tying it here and then you don't have to rethread.
I thought there was a compartment for needles somewhere that you didn't know about.
Oh.
And we don't have to get into that whole.
Yeah.
Hi, Zach Stout. Thank you for joining us, Zach Stout.
It's about time.
And he hashtagged pro tip.
Pro tip. So
Hashtag
try
pro
it
tip.
for you sewers. Adjust your foot.
Just adjust your foot. No big deal. Just your foot. I'm trying to think of what I want to get into next. After finishing how to show it one more time, no biggie.
Cooking dinner?
But you have so much fun cooking dinner now. After finishing this fingering weight masterpiece, I don't know. I mean, I'm still working on the sweater, but I don't know what I'm going to get into next. I have all this yarn that is gorgeous that I just don't.
So now is the time where,
and summertime's coming, so you're like,
if you're going to buy something new, please go local.
Yeah. We've been trying to follow Instagram and just the stores that we follow's posts to see if they're kind of in need or in help. I bought a few gift cards this week. There's nothing I need right now, but the stores that I know that I do shop at frequently, a few times a year, a few times a month, I bought gift cards just so the money's there and I can go in later and do stuff. So if you haven't thought about that, like your favorite yarn store, just see if you can buy a gift card, because if you know you're going to go back and do that kind of stuff, if you have a favorite yarn dyer, see how they're doing and see if they need any help. I know a lot of them are doing like some 15% off or something like that. I've been looking at them, just kind of see if they have gift cards you can buy. So,
yeah, I mean, throughout this whole thing and people that we've chatted with, like, kind of resonate. We are in no position to complain. You know, we've got a home that we both can take a different room. We're not, I mean, like, we've been in the same 24/7 since March, at least March 5th. I have had shoes on twice since then.
You all, I don't know what that was. I don't think, have you left the house since 3/4?
Yes.
Okay. I've left the house
twice.
Twice. Both of them to the grocery store. We have a nursery next door. I need to get some seeds. I wanted to wait till my mask, because the nurseries, at least around here, are still open. So I need to go get some seeds and stuff to plant some of my crops, because the rabbits have eaten everything that I've already planted. So I put a blow-up owl out there to hopefully keep the rabbits away from that. But I think it's time to do that.
Yeah, so we're definitely mindful. Like, I think for the most part, we're just trying to live in gratitude that
we're both employed.
Working from home, and like, I'm sorry, I'm from Florida, and I can say this: these idiots in Florida.
Those are your people.
Those are my people, unfortunately. That it's like this is, to me, is the ultimate group project, and you all know when there's group projects, there's always some freaking idiots that are not going to be willing to do their part. So it's like, you get it's kind of like when you're sewing or you're knitting or you're tasked with something. It says to do this, and you try to live up to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this quarantine thing is like we've taken it very seriously, removing ourselves from the variables that are out there. And so we're 24/7 over a month and a half.
Yeah, we started early here. So we're not going to go in the hole. We're not going to bring it down here, but I started working literally from home on 3/3. You started working from home on 3/4.
3/5.
3/5. Then I think we went into lockdown like a week after that. So I think Seattle was one of the first. And so then everybody else started kind of.
We are trying to live in gratitude.
Yes.
I mean, come on. We've got Amazon. Xfinity cable has bounced everybody with the same bill, but you have unlimited data usage for your cable or your internet. So it's like, I mean, come on.
I've been doing yard work. It's been very nice here, trying to do some yard work. I've been playing a lot of guitar. More lately, I went on Facebook Live and played for some friends 2 weeks ago. Just went live, played some cover songs, blah, blah, blah. Gonna try to tackle...
Are you going to give yourself a haircut?
Try to tackle the garage soon. Do I need a haircut?
It's time.
Is it?
It's time.
Yeah, it's kind of unruly. But I'm afraid once I cut it, it's never going to grow back.
That's nature.
I know. It's so sad. But other than that, I'm trying to think what else has been... I don't have anything.
How do we have on the thread?
Do we have any questions that you have always wanted to ask Aaron and Chip that are appropriate? Todd Michael Thomas.
Did you get that job that you were going after here?
So yeah, we can do some. We can do. Zach says grow it. Yes, Zach, I would love to grow it, but nobody wants to see a balding 40-something-year-old man.
Serenity now.
My father is bald on top, with really long hair now that puts in the ponytail. It's awesome. It's very awesome.
Oh, and while you look at your questions, so I have a top secret project that I'm working on that I cannot tell anybody.
Then why would you even mention it?
Because you got to leave them wanting for more.
Is that how it works? You got to see what they want. Let me see. Will we do more of these? We probably won't do too many more.
There's mixed feelings on it. I think it's fun when you're actually joining us, but for the people that are coming in later to the game, it's not as much fun because they're like, I don't know. We've got some poo-poo comments on it.
Yeah, so live is fun, I think, for once a year, but it is a lot of we're talking to them what did I miss? So that part is the part that kind of is
we need a moderator.
We need a moderator. I get that. Todd has a final interview next week. Or wait, you had a final interview last week. I hope it went well, Todd.
Oh, I hope so too.
Lisa, Seamus is doing very well. We opened the windows and he expects to go on a walk. Those who have watched the show before know we take our cat on a walk with a leash. So he's been crying for that. Do you craft more or less now that you are quarantined? I would say less.
Less.
My job has been extremely busy. His job has been extremely busy. So now that we're working from home and the computer is always here, So you kind of walk by and you're like, oh, well, maybe I missed something today. So we have actually been doing a lot less in quarantine, which a lot of people are doing a lot more, which is I'm envious and jealous of that.
So that's the thing is that my company, when this all started, had an all hands meeting. And I wish a lot of companies would take the cue, is that this is a new process for everybody, this whole working from home. But we need to be conscientious of, like, if your meeting is an hour, back it off 5 minutes, because people are not taking the time to go from conference room to conference room when they have these back-to-back meetings. And it's like, we're not moving and we're just sitting in place and we're glued to our computers. And it's like, shave 5 minutes off of your meeting and like just respect people's time.
That's also kind of directed towards me. One of my job is I lead a lot of meetings. I've been doing, my company did something with another company recently, so I've been doing a lot of trainings. So like there was one day that I literally had like 122 people in a virtual meeting, and I'm like talking to them. Then right when that one ended, I led another meeting with like 40 people. So it's that kind of situation. So I get it. Todd said it snowed there yesterday. So,
mahalo, you can have that.
Just a little bit. I'm wearing my Prince necklace today because the 21st, this is the anniversary of his death. I'm a big Prince fan. And was it 2014? I saw Prince today 6 years ago. One of the best shows of my life. And he has a song called Sometimes It Snows in April. That's where I was leading on with that. Let's see. You just joined. Hello, Denise Flanagan. I love Denise. Do what the grocery girls do and pick a moderator when you get in. True, we can always try that as well.
Can you do that? And
Chip, Lisa asked, what is your super secret, top secret project?
Who asked that?
Lisa.
Lisa, back the F off. I kid. No, it is, I will say, I have co-designed, I'm collaborating on a project. It includes the use of EQ8 and no affiliation with that company. It's just the tool that I'm using. The tool, the collaboration also includes VC conference calls, obviously. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So it's going to be, I'm hoping like to knock this out and like get her going. Cause it's like right now we're just in the planning stage, collaborating on a quilt. And
you guys, it's a Fiber Hustle beach towel.
No, it's not.
Nobody wants that.
So at least I'm not telling.
He's keeping it secret. No, it's going to be really cool. I don't know even that much detail, but once he's finished, it's going to be pretty awesome.
Si, senor.
Trying to think if there's anything else that I don't.
I don't know if Lulu, I don't know if she clocked in, but it was her birthday yesterday.
Well, happy birthday, Lulu, if you are on. I don't know if you are or not.
So maybe Todd Thomas could be our moderator.
Next time he can be our moderator. That'll be totally fine. We've been on for an hour. It doesn't feel like an hour, but we've been doing this for. So
what other stuff?
There's no other questions that have come in. Any other questions that we have? You know, I had to do something with my Fiber Hustle yarn from Dye House Yarns. I needed to get working on this. I don't know if you guys saw this last year. It's a fingering weight, and I'm in total. So I pulled out some yarn today that has been sitting there that I love, that I have done nothing with. This Fiber Hustle yarn I want to do something with. I don't know if you guys know dandelions and daisies, but look at her work. I mean, that's a fingering weight that is just gorgeous as well. Dandelions and daisies. And I pulled this out because I've been trying to think of a shawl pattern I can do with Nancy's Trilogy yarns in Midnight Cowboy, Latte, and Cocoa. I mean, look at these two. These are just gorgeous. but I just don't know where to start with any of these yarns. But part of me doesn't want to do fingering either, so I don't know. Let's see.
So,
What's your favorite? Okay, we have some questions. Are you going to ask something, Chip? Or are you going to do something?
no, I was going to switch lanes.
Okay.
So keep going.
Okay, what shows have you been watching?
Girl, I watched the funkiest. I'm just going to call it out. I watched the funkiest shit last night.
I had no desire to watch that trash.
What was it called? It was.
I want to say Atrium. It wasn't that.
Antonum. It's on Amazon Prime.
Don't waste your time.
And it's a 1970s movie that they try to go and enter it into several festivals. It was declined, and the people that had previewed it at each festival, somebody died within 24 hours after watching this. That's the real story. The movie itself, which they found, actually the first time it was ever actually accepted and viewed, the movie theater burnt down while the movie was placing. Some dude, this is the documentary that leads before they actually play the movie. Some dude laced the popcorn of all the movieers with LSD. And so it freaked these people out. The movie
part. Yes.
That's the true part. So the whole thing was that the actual movie is about this kid, his dog died, and the mother said it wasn't going to go to heaven because it was a bad dog. So his sister takes him backpacking to dig to hell.
I do not like any of those.
This movie was so artsy and crazy. If you're into like just some far out occult stuff.
I don't remember the name of it. Antonum, yes. What's your favorite movie and why? Gosh.
Okay, Color Purple. We were talking about it, Muriel's Wedding.
Fargo is one of my favorite movies because I like quirky humor and the exaggerated Minnesota accent. It just cracks me up in that movie.
What movies do you know verbatim?
Singles, I can repeat verbatim. Joe Dirt, Fargo, The Royal Tenenbaums, all the like Wedding Singer movies, all the old Adam Sandler movies I can do just like that. And I'm mostly a comedy person. So I have a little spot right here for While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock. That movie always makes me happy.
Who doesn't love Sandy B?
Who doesn't love Rob said, Chip, I bought my first sewing machine. Are there good YouTube channels for newbies?
Well, it depends on what you're making, Rob. Or like, what are you trying to make?
Yeah, we need to know what you're trying to make, Rob.
Like, what are you interested in? Like, are you like, hey, how do I use the machine? Or, hey, what's a great first project? I think if you're just sewing a pillow, go for it.
Yeah, it depends what you're trying to make.
Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to make. If you IM me, if you have liked us on Fiber Hustle on
I know Rob
Facebook. Has he?
I know Rob personally. Rob and I have knitted together.
Okay. So yeah, just IM me and we'll chat about it.
Lucy asked, what is your t-shirt print?
This is from Sisters, Oregon. Last year, the outdoor quilt show for 2019. Sisters, Oregon.
Yeah, we did I don't know if you saw, if you want to go back, one of our episodes is what the Sisters Oregon quilt show was like. We did a little vlog from there.
That is the largest outdoor quilt show in North America.
It's gorgeous, guys. It's all outside. This little town gets taken over
last year.
Yeah, this little town gets taken over by quilters. They hang them outside. You walk up and down the streets.
And if you start early in the morning,
mountains in the background.
If you start early in the morning, you'll watch the firemen hang the quilts.
I mean, I don't know if you want to watch firemen hanging quilts. I don't know if that sounds like a party to you, but to us, It was a party. Oh my God, you guys have to watch Tiger King. Yes, I have watched Tiger King. Chip has not.
I have watched one episode.
So Tiger King is like when Jersey Shore came out. I thought I was being cool by not ever watching the Jersey Shore.
That's
right. So I think I'm still kind of cool because I never watched the episode of Jersey Shore. That's what Chip is doing with Tiger King. I thought it was an American staple now. It should be shown.
Are they going to make a
schools.
stamp?
They should make a Tiger King stamp. It was. I mean, everybody already knows about it. So
I love all the memes.
Yeah, the memes are pretty funny. Chip, are you going to sell masks?
No,
he's not going to sell, which is probably a good thing because I don't think we should make money off of.
I wouldn't
try to keep people healthy.
Like I would more than likely want to make them for people. So that's the thing is that we have to. I want to perfect it first before I really start doling them out to people. Because my prerequisite is that it's launderable, and you figure once we go back into the office before there's a vaccine, you're going to need at least at bare minimum 2 per day at work because you're going to have your morning, and then you're going to eat lunch, and like after that you're going to need you've touched it, so you'll need to put another one on. So like at least bare minimum, that's 10 a piece for us.
Yeah. Zach has been watching Lucifer.
I like Lucifer.
Lucifer is good. We liked when the guy who plays Lucifer was in Miranda, because Miranda is one of our favorite comedies from the UK. Miranda is one of our favorite comedies just in general. When you're having a bad day and you just want something in the background, Miranda is what we put on.
Is Stuart still on?
Yes, Stuart's still on. It used to be Vicar of Dibley, but since they've taken Vicar of Dibley off of Netflix, Miranda's kind of our go-to British sit there and have fun.
Stuart, this episode when she goes to a dress shop and she doesn't realize it's for people that are dressing other than their gender, and the guy didn't know that she was actually a woman. And he goes, "Oh my, you could pass." And she, I can pass. And she goes, "I
pass." Just curious, what's in the frame on the wall? Oh, this back here, which probably needs to be moved now since this is Chip's sewing area. Again, my favorite band in the entire world is a band called Guided by Voices. If you look them up, you probably will not have. It's a band that I love. Not everybody loves them. But they broke up into their songs are 2 to 3 minutes, but they did get back together again. And I never miss a Guided by Voices show when they do come to town, except for one when I had heart surgery 5 years ago. I know I had heart surgery 5 years ago. And right when I got out of the hospital, I asked my cardiologist if I can go to see the show, and she suggested against it. So that's the only show I've ever missed. And they've been around forever and ever, and there's been like 60 people in that band. So yeah, Guided by Voices, that's what's going on there. Lucy, yes, Sisters Quilt Show. They do hang the quilts outside. Sisters is close to Bend, Oregon, and Redmond, Oregon. From Seattle area, it took us 7.5 to 8 hours to get there.
Lucy is somewhat local, right?
Lucy is in Spokane.
Yeah. So, dude, you're going with us next year.
Yeah. Are we going next year? We're talking 2021.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything else. Vicar Dibley is now on 8.
Lucy's going to have to sew and make a quilt. These are not all rock star quilts. There are some that are breathtaking and stunning, and like you could sell all the ones that can be for sale. So, like I'm not somebody who feels like my work is show worthy, but this is one that I would actually participate in.
Stuart said, Chip, the great British Sewing Bee, same company as the Great Bake Off, is back on next week. Will it show for you guys on BCC? We haven't had the last few seasons of the Great Sewing Bee.
And so that's the thing is like I love the Great British Bake Off, the Great British Sewing Bee, because I like the way and I know that you take a cue with your video and the way that you approach your look from more of a British mentality, like
Oh shoot! Didn't do something.
huh?
I'm talking to myself. I forgot to do a
yes.
increase.
I just like it because it's not like Project Runway or any of those where the contestants are backbiting. Like I love the camaraderie, and it's like it happens to be a competition, but it's like real people who have a genuine love. They're not trying to be the next professional. Actually, what's his name? So Devon or something like that. There's one guy who was on, and he's got a wife, 2 kids. I wish I remembered his name, but like he's very popular in like the sewing world now, and very accessible. That's the nice thing, is that these people, once they've been on the show, like you can still reach out to them and they actually engage with you. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. We're at an hour and 15, so maybe we can start to wrap it up. Any last questions or anything that anyone has?
We can go another 15 minutes.
You want to go for another 15 minutes?
I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun?
I'm having the time of my life.
The time of my line.
I've had the time of my life. Sorry. Yeah?
What are we going to do, though?
I carried a watermelon. That's a movie that is on when you're flipping through channels. For some reason,
it's easy to
you always kind of stop at Dirty Dancing and you leave it on in the background, even if it had the commercials on and everything. I don't know why, but it's just.
It's not illegal, is it? No, Daddy. My parents used to practice the jump in the pool. So the lift, I mean, like that movie was just like so ingrained into our culture.
Dirty Dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ray, it is a must watch. It is. Just like for me, when those Young Guns movies comes on, doesn't matter if it's Young Guns 1 or 2, they will stay on and their commercials and everything. And I have no idea why. Because we've all had those movies that come on and you're watching it and you say, I have this in my DVD collection there. I could just put on Netflix, but you're just too lazy to kind of change the channel. That's one of those.
Are you guys playing any kind of games with people at home or online? Like, what kind of games do you guys play?
Dogstar Knits, we have watched a couple episodes of The Repair Shop on Netflix. And I don't know why we weren't anti The Repair Shop, but nothing said, oh my gosh, we have to binge this all day. But maybe we try it again. That was like a few months ago. I
mean, like, I like the reaction. Like these are items that have a lot of meaning to them for their families. And yes, it's nice. It's a good feel, but meh.
Lisa asked where I parked my truck, Aaron. Is that like...
No, she wants to come.
Huh?
What?
She wants what?
What's what? What is she saying?
Where do I park my truck? Is it because of my trucker hat? Maybe it's my trucker. I don't know.
Why does she? Context.
Yes, Lisa. I need more. I need more. What are you still? Oh, you're doing your. You're not making a mask. You're doing your. Doing your whatchamacallits. I'm sorry. I'm doing the whole Levi WTF knitting singing all the time. I haven't seen Levi do a new. He's done Instagram things, but I haven't seen him do an actual episode recently.
So, are you guys playing games? Do any of you like? I do virtual reality. I have a Quest, and I'm trying to do game night, meet people online.
Oh, with your Quest, you've been doing what? The Saber? What's that Saber game?
Beat Saber.
Okay. It's all the rage. I played it. It's not too bad. I can't do virtual reality too long.
So there's a game, Moss. I'm not good at button smashing games. I'm good at, like, I want to do adventures where you try to figure out puzzles and stuff.
I was saying adventure. You don't go outside, so Chip's not the outdoor type.
Burn.
So when he does want an adventure, he plays a video game instead.
So are people playing games?
Zach Stout has played Clue and Mario Kart.
Is that a board game or is that?
And Ray or Kevin have been playing Final Fantasy. I haven't played Final Fantasy in years. The last game that was like Final Fantasy that I really liked was it Blue Dragon? Does that sound familiar? But that was many years ago. Me and my buds, we get together on Thursdays and we play Division. So we're trying to save the world right now.
This game looks so real.
Division?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're trying to save a world from somebody that's trying to release a virus, which is kind of messed up.
So you're playing on Xbox. I don't really do the Xbox. I like virtual reality.
Mm-hmm. So we don't even play Xbox that much. Well, I play it once a week, and I like it. And I like city building games. Like I haven't played Sims forever, but
what was that one that you played?
Tropico. I love Tropico.
You played for a long time.
And I think they released a newer Tropico because I like to build things. I'm a builder, as they say.
I'm what you call a builder.
And Todd's been playing Skyrim and Final Fantasy and Skyrim. Board games and puzzles for Katie.
What kind of board games?
Well,
I like even Monopoly, but you usually kick my ass.
Yes, that's a given. I'm really good at Monopoly and I'm very good at Settlers of Catan.
I don't like that game. I like Parcheesi.
That's for older people.
That's not Canasta.
I don't think I've ever played Parcheesi. I don't think so. I don't know.
You have played it.
Have I?
It's
I must have really enjoyed it.
It's the board game for royalty.
So I haven't played it. Royalty. Bringing it like royalty. That's funny.
And somebody asked if we're watching, what are we watching? So we're also watching the new Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum show, the sewing
making the cut
on Amazon, and we're enjoying it. I mean, who's the model that's one of the judges this season? Naomi. Is it Naomi?
Isn't Naomi Campbell?
I thought she would have been like, I kind of love her judging style. I like that she's a little catty, but I also think, like her critiques, I never disagree with, and like, I'm finding a new respect for her.
I know the name, but like, I don't know. I don't know model people and all the people and stuff.
Vogue.
Gosh, I think it is time. I think it is time to take a few. If I just do a 2 all the way around. I cut my hair for a year once. Then I just quit for some reason.
Ooh, and we're watching, of course, RuPaul Drag Race.
Yes. We are in I lead. If anybody's interested for next season, I lead a Drag Race Fantasy League. So I am the commissioner. So every week I send out a questionnaire and there's bonus questions. Then you pick your queens and there's points and there's, of course, no prizes. But
no money, no prizes. Just bragging rights.
The next season, if anybody wants to get on the RuPaul Drag Race Fiber Hustle Fantasy League, just let me know if we can make sure that you're involved. It's very interactive because you watch the show and then so if you just like watching the show and not doing anything else, you probably don't want to join this because it's like Watch the Runway. Press pause. Who do you think's in the top? Who do you think's in the bottom? You got to be very honest about it. Bonus questions like we asked the first week are who do you think someone's going to betray in the snatch game, the reading challenge, that kind of stuff.
That's fun.
So once the season is over,
I think I'm losing.
You are doing terrible. Like, I don't know how somebody can not have that many points. Actually, no, you're not.
I'm like second to bottom.
Second to bottom because that one person I think dropped out. So I think I didn't do very well this week. So yeah, it's been good times.
So we're watching RuPaul. I like. I'm not even going to bring it up because I don't know the name of the show. Oh, Limitless.
I don't know what that is.
Limitless is the one where he's working for the FBI and he's taking a pill, and then all of a sudden he's using every bit of his brain.
Oh, nice. Todd says our feed's been cutting in and out lately for some reason. Oh, and the Wool Pastor said he lost connection as well. So maybe we are having problems on our side. But we're at an hour and a half anyways.
Okay. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So I know we're not going to do a lot of live. It's not usually our main thing, but we're thinking about doing a bingo night, a live bingo.
We're trying to figure out how to get it.
Next week.
Oh, I wasn't aware that it was next week.
Next Sunday.
Okay.
So there's no money. But there may be prizes. So the way it would work is that you will email us so that we can send you a bingo card that we can confirm and we'll do it live.
So yeah,
and we will need a moderator, Todd.
So we're thinking about doing a live Fiber Hustle bingo day or nights.
So maybe we can issue a poll. I think you can do a poll on YouTube. And so we can just find out what the best time is for next Sunday.
Stuart, does this time work for you? Because Stuart's
we don't want to leave you out.
Yeah. So we still got to get out the logistics and everything. If it's not next week, we're still going to do it anyways. Maybe not next week, but we're going to plan it out. Have a little bit of bingo. We
are doing it next Sunday.
I have plans.
No, you do not.
I'm going to that side of the house.
All you got to do is show up.
All you got to do is show up.
So, yeah. So we need to, for those who are interested, send us your, on Facebook, send us your, I'm in, but we need an email address and a good name for where we're sending your card. And then that way we can keep account of all the cards that are out there. There won't be any duplicates.
Yeah.
And then we'll go live next week, but we'll also I want to send out the cards no later than next Friday. Next Friday, the cards are going out.
Okay. You can DM us slide into our DMs on Instagram or fiberhustle@gmail.com. What?
On Facebook.
On Facebook, sorry. Well, not all these people have Facebook.
Don't they?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Facebook is
Instagram or Facebook. Send us a DM with your contact info, and we'll send you a card.
Yes, Lucy, you can let us know through Instagram since she doesn't have Facebook. But yeah, we'll probably communicate more about it once we get all the kinks worked out and everything. But thank you for joining us today. We appreciated you taking the time out of your Sunday to be with us. And we will come back, I guess, maybe bingo next week. And then regular episodes coming soon.
Yeah.
All
right. So thank you and stay healthy and keep projecting, keep sane. We love you so that you can love us.
Yes. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a very good day.
Thank you.
Are you sure you want to end the stream?